So this question is on the yeast cell cycle. And so what we see is which of the following statements is least consistent with the data presented in the table. And so whenever you see a stem with the word least in it, what you should do is highlight that. And it means you're looking for an incorrect statement. That means any correct statement must be eliminated. And so what we see is a table of Cerevisiae mutants, CDC 28, 4, 7, and 24. And we see the phenotypes of either replication or bud emergence, and we have 4 answers that we have to go through. So the first thing to do when you see data tables is to mark the differences and similarities. And you immediately see that CDC 28 can either replicate nor form buds. But CDC 7 and CDC 24, they can either replicate and not form a bud or not form a bud and replicate. So there's distinct differences between the phenotypes of these cell division cycle mutants. And what you do then is you go back and you remember the passage state that bud emergence and DNA synthesis occurs simultaneously and the nucleus migrates to the neck of the bud during S phase. Well, one of the tricks of the passage is to not confuse the word simultaneous, because the data shows that we can separate these processes genetically. So they occur independently of each other, despite the fact that bud emergence and DNA synthesis occur simultaneously. So with that in mind as your backdrop, what you do is you immediately look at number C and say bud emergence and DNA replication are dependent on each other. They are not. And the reason why they're not is because you can see there's distinct phenotypes with the mutants. So we know C is the right answer because it's a false statement. So we have to go back and look at the other ones. CDC 28 performs a distinct function from CDC 4 and CDC 7. That's true because you see different phenotypes. So compare the reds to the green boxes. B is bud emergence and DNA replication are controlled by a common upstream regulator. That's also true because the CDC 28 mutant right here, there's neither replication nor bud emergence. So CDC 28's function must be executed before these two things happen. And then we look at choice D, CDC 28 is required for both bud emergence and progression into S phase. Well, the table shows its requirement for bud emergence, but we also know from the passage that it's required for start because it describes start as being required to be performed for cell cycle transitions. And so that's how you take a look at tables and deduce data, and come check us out at medpathway.com. So we've been doing this for a long time, and we are the MCAT experts.